Alright, quick hello. This is an original story about a family that crossed a line they can never uncross. Let's begin. We have all decided you don't live here anymore, my mom said. My 4-year-old daughter was standing right there. She looked up at me with tears in her eyes. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I just picked up my phone and sent one text. When they saw what I'd written, they went pale. And what happened next? They deserved every second of it. It started on a Tuesday. Normal Tuesday. Nothing special. I was folding laundry in my room when I heard the front door open. Voices. Lots of them. My mom, my dad, my older brother, Bal, and his wife, Seema. I didn't think much of it. We all lived in the same house. Well, technically it was my parents' house, but I'd been living there for 2 years with my daughter, Zoya. Let me back up for a second. You need to understand how I ended up there. 2 years ago, my husband left. Just left. Came home one day, said he wasn't happy, and walked out. Zoya was barely 2. I was working part-time, trying to keep it together. And suddenly, I was doing it all alone. My parents said, "Come home. We'll help you get back on your feet." It sounded like love. It sounded like family. So, I moved in, packed up my tiny apartment, and came back to the house I grew up in. At first, it was fine. My mom watched Zoya while I worked. My dad helped with bills. It felt like support. But then things started to shift. Little comments. "You're still here? When are you getting your own place?" Zoya's toys are everywhere. Seema, Bal's wife, was the worst. Always making passive-aggressive remarks like, "Must be nice not paying rent." I was paying rent. Not a lot, but I was contributing. I bought groceries. I paid utilities. I wasn't freeloading, but they treated me like I was. Anyway, back to that Tuesday. I came downstairs holding a basket of clothes. Zoya was playing with her dolls in the living room, humming some song from her favorite cartoon. The second I walked in, everyone went quiet. That kind of quiet that makes your stomach drop. The kind that says, "We've been talking about you. Sit down," my mom said. Not "Hey beta," not "Got a minute." Just sit down. Like I was about to get fired from being their daughter. I sat on the edge of the couch. Zoya looked up from her toys, confused. She could feel it. Kids always can. My mom folded her hands like she was in a business meeting. "We've been talking," she said, "and we've all decided you don't live here anymore." I blinked. "What?" Bal jumped in, arms crossed, looking all self-righteous. "You've been here 2 years, Aisha. 2 years. You're 28. You need to figure your life out." Simona nodded like she'd been waiting her whole life to agree with him. She didn't say anything. She didn't have to. Her smug little smile said everything. I looked at my dad. He wouldn't look at me. Just stared at the floor like it was the most interesting floor he'd ever seen. "You're kicking me out," I said slowly, trying to keep my voice steady, trying not to let them see me break. "We're on greater than helping you grow up," my mom said, like she was doing me a favor, like she was some kind of life coach. "You can't depend on us forever." Zoya's little voice cut through the room. "Mommy, what's wrong?" I looked at her, my sweet, tiny 4-year-old. Her big brown eyes were filling with tears. She didn't understand the words, but she could feel the tension. She could feel that something bad was happening. "Nothing, beta," I said softly, forcing a smile. "Keep playing." "Okay." She nodded, but she didn't look away. She just sat there clutching her doll, watching me. I turned back to my mom. "Where am I supposed to go?" The L shrugged. Actually shrugged. "That's not our problem. You're an adult. Figure it out. Sima leaned back in her chair, arms crossed, looking satisfied, like she'd won something. You have 2 weeks, my mom said. Final cold, done. 2 weeks to find a place. 2 weeks to pack up my life. 2 weeks to uproot my daughter. I sat there for a second just processing. My brain was screaming. My chest was tight. But I didn't cry. Not yet. Not in front of them. I stood up, walked to my room, closed the door, sat on the edge of my bed, and then I cried. Not the loud kind. The silent kind. The kind where you can't breathe and your chest feels like it's caving in. The kind where you press your hands over your mouth so noon hears you. Zoya came in a few minutes later, climbed onto the bed, put her little hand on my arm. Mommy, why are you sad? I pulled her into my lap, held her tight. I'm okay, baby. I promise we're going to be okay. She hugged me, tiny arms around my neck, and in that moment, something clicked in my brain. A memory, a very important memory. 3 years ago, my parents bought this house. It was their dream house, bigger than the old one, better neighborhood. But there was a problem. They couldn't afford it on their own. The bank wanted more income, more stability. So, guess who co-signed the mortgage? Me. I was 25, working 2 jobs, and they needed my income to qualify. I put my name on that loan because they said we're family. We help each other. This is for all of us. I signed those papers. I tied my credit to their dream, and now they were kicking me out of it. Funny how family works, right? I put Zoya to bed that night, read her 3 stories, sang her favorite song, kissed her forehead, and when she finally fell asleep, I grabbed my phone. I opened my email, scrolled back 3 years, found the mortgage documents, read through them, and there it was, my name right there. Cosigner. I took a screenshot. Then I opened a text to my mom. I didn't write a paragraph. I didn't explain. I kept it simple, just so we're clear. My name is on the house. If I don't live here anymore, I'm calling the bank tomorrow to remove myself from the mortgage. Let's see how that works out for you. I hit send. Then I turned my phone off and he went to sleep. The next morning, I woke up to pounding on my door. Not knocking, pounding. I shot open this door right now. It was my mom and she sounded panicked. I took my time, got dressed, brushed my teeth, made myself a cup of coffee. Then I opened the door. She was standing there in her bathrobe, hair a mess, eyes wide like she'd seen a ghost. You can't do that, she said. No. Good morning. No. Let's talk. Just you can't do that. I sipped my coffee. Do what? Take your name off the mortgage. You'll ruin us. I tilted my head. But I'm an adult, right? I need to figure my life out. So, I'm figuring it out without you. Her face went red. You're being spiteful. No. I said calm as anything. I'm being smart. You told me I don't live here, so I'm protecting my credit. That's what adults do, right? She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. You don't understand what this will do. Oh, I understand perfectly, I said. Without my name, you'll have to refinance, and without my income on the application, you won't qualify, which means you'll lose the house. She stared at me. You wouldn't. I looked her dead in the eye. Try me. She turned and stormed back downstairs. I heard voices, loud ones. Bal yelling. Sima's high-pitched panic. My dad finally speaking, saying something I couldn't quite hear. An hour later, they all came back. My mom, my dad, I belong, Sima. All 4 of them standing in my doorway like a sad little committee. We were hasty, my dad said. Classic. Never scoffed. You're being dramatic. I turned to her, and you're about to see just how dramatic I can be. I called a lawyer that afternoon, started the process to remove myself from the mortgage. Turns out it's not simple. They'd have to refinance, apply all over again. And guess what? Without my income on the application, they didn't qualify. The bank sent them a letter 2 weeks later. Refinance denied. My mom called me crying. Actually crying. Aisha, please. We uncle lose everything. You should have thought about that. I said before you made my little girl cry. The law called next angry. You're destroying this family. No. I said you destroyed it. I'm just refusing to fix it for you. Sima didn't call. She just posted on Facebook something vague about ungrateful people and family betrayal. I screenshotted it, sent it to Bal, told him to control his wife or I'd make things worse. He didn't respond. I found an apartment in 3 days. Small 2 bedrooms, walking distance to Zoya's special. It wasn't fancy, but it was ours. No one could take it away. Zoya loved it. She picked out paint colors for her room, pink and purple. We painted it together. Got paint in our hair, laughed until our stomachs hurt. For the first time in 2 years, I felt free. My parents tried everything. Guilt, anger, bargaining. My mom showed up at my new apartment, begging me to reconsider. We're family, she said. Family doesn't kick out a single mom and her toddler, I said. Family doesn't humiliate someone in front of their child. She left crying. They couldn't afford the house. 3 months later, they had to sell at a loss because the market wasn't great. They moved into a smaller place across town. Bal and Sima, they stopped talking to my parents. Turns out they were only round because of the big house, the space, the free babysitting for their future kids. Once that was gone, so were they. My mom called me one last time 6 months after everything. Her voice was small, broken. Are you happy now? She asked. I looked at Zoya. She was sitting on the floor coloring a picture of our new apartment. She was humming, smiling. Safe? Yeah, I said. I actually am. And I hung up. Here's the thing. I didn't do this for revenge. I did it for my daughter because she deserved to grow up knowing that her mommy would fight for her. That no one, not even family, gets to make her feel small. My parents made a choice. They chose cruelty. I just chose not to enable it anymore. So, what do you think? Did I go too far or not far enough? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, hit that subscribe button because trust me, I've got plenty more where that came from. Tell me where you're watching from. Pakistan, India, USA, UK, Canada, Australia. I read every message because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stop carrying people who only know how to drop you. Take care.